Over the past years, I worked in media.
And I worked as a fashion photographer. We still do.
But we keep it moving.
Living in our self-converted Mercedes Sprinter campervan, we decided to travel the world together in our tiny house on wheels before we get married and see if we still like each other in 12 months.
We are Honeymoon Campers!
And in this video, we are racing with time and driving south as quickly as we can to avoid a cold winter. Our plan is to drive through Europe and get to Turkey before we freeze to death.
We have a man down. Kinga's not been feeling very well. She's been to the toilet about 10 times at night. So the mission for today is to learn Slovakian and go get her some meds. On a slightly more positive note, this is the first time the sun has come out in about 2 weeks. It's actually very warm. This is how I set up my workspace. I've got my big screen here, this is where I put my laptop.
Idę na misję.
So that's the pharmacy. It's called Lekaren. The guy spoke English. No point learning new languages. How are you feeling?
A little bit better.
We're gonna make our way to Budapest.
After spending a month in Poland visiting family and friends, we finally moved into our van again. We set off from Wrocław in Poland and made our way through sunny Slovakia. Next day, we managed to cross the Hungarian border and got to Budapest after the sun had already set. Budapest, the capital of Hungary, was founded in 1873 by the merger of three cities, Buda, Óbuda, and Pest. Today, Buda is usually associated with stately quarters and high class, whereas Pest is where you'll find the largest part of the population and so-called urban living.
Today we're exploring the city of Budapest, the global capital of goulash.
It's super cold, it's super busy, it's super pretty, and it's like the whole city is an old town.
This is the Great Synagogue on Dohány Street, the biggest synagogue in Europe and second biggest in the world. Before World War II, approximately 200,000 Jews lived in Budapest, making it the centre of Hungarian Jewish cultural life. In the late 1930s and early 1940s, Budapest was a safe haven for Jewish refugees.
I had no expectations. I kind of was like, yeah, let's just come and get over and done with and carry on. Well, I'm hooked. I'm hooked. Like, this is such a nice city. So we've just had our breakfast, which was really, really nice. We really enjoyed it. The coffee was beautiful too. And now we're heading to get me a hat.
One thing we definitely noticed at this stage was how cool Budapest actually is. It kind of reminded us of the Northern Quarter in Manchester, with its quirky alleyways full of independent bars, shops and food stalls.
No hats that Kinga likes.
Babe, what about this one?
You can tell it's such an old city because of like how the buildings look, but it's just so clean.
Yes, Christmas markets. Finally, we can feel the spirit of Christmas, even though we are a long way from our families in the UK. This isn't the only Christmas market in Budapest, but it is definitely the biggest and the longest, which takes place in the heart of the city in a truly beautiful location. The atmosphere here is amazing. Christmas songs, delicious food and lots of souvenirs you can buy for loved ones. This city takes pride in the selection of craftwork, and luckily the things for sale are authentic pieces by local artists.
What you got there?
I finally got myself a hat. It's so cold. This was much needed.
And it says Budapest. Nice.
Souvenir.
Souvenir. That's a nice souvenir.
Yes.
You like the city as well, so it goes well with that.
Yes, now I'm ready. I can go explore. Carry on.
Hungarian food has a lot of character. Our next stop had to be food related, and we decided to try the local goulash. In Hungary, nearly all dishes are prepared with paprika. Adding paprika to diced onion will produce the most definitive Hungarian flavour, adding depth and complexity.
How was your goulash experience?
It was so good, but it was too big for me, unfortunately. It was really good. And it was in bread, and you could choose whether you want in the dish or bread.
Another great thing about Budapest is that it is a thermal bath capital of the world. Underneath the city is a massive reserve of spring water that produces 70 million litres of thermal water a day, which makes Budapest the richest city with the medical waters in the world. Thermal baths are said to have a number of therapeutic benefits, including boosting blood circulation, reducing stress, and relieving pain. We decided to try Rudas Baths, and it was truly amazing.
We've been in Budapest for a day now. This is day 2, and today we're exploring the 2 most famous landmarks of Budapest.
I've seen a lot of photos and I'm really looking forward to see what I can see from there.
Built to celebrate the 1000th birthday of the Hungarian state, the Fisherman's Bastion is an impressive neo-Gothic viewing terrace situated on the Castle Hill. The Bastion was built with the sole purpose of providing amazing views, and to that end, it is a mission accomplished. With views over the River Danube, a great look at the Buda Castle and Castle Hill, the Fisherman's Bastion is really one of its kind for scenery. If you are looking for unforgettable views in a fairy tale setting, there's nowhere better. After the unification of Budapest in 1873, the city began to expand rapidly. The The unorganised outdoor markets were insufficient in supplying the increasing number of population with fresh products, which led to the construction of the Great Market Hall.
Healthy food.
How is this healthy food? Deep fried.
No.
We have spent 3 days in Budapest and we'll definitely be back. It's definitely up there on our top winter destinations list. After meeting my friend who just started working in Budapest for a few drinks, it was time to leave this beautiful city and drive towards the border with Romania.
We crossed the border with Romania last night and now it's about 15 degrees, which is very different to -5 in Budapest.
Did you know that in Romania it's illegal to drive a dirty car? Does that make us criminals? Romania has a lot of unique attractions to offer. Our next stop was a fairy tale clay castle built by a Romanian couple in the mountains of Transylvania. Apparently, everything that is built within the clay castle is created by hand. Unfortunately, the entrance was cash only, so we had to move on.
We just stopped by to get some water. Finally, a tap that actually works. So you have to get wet for it to work. What?
Check the mountains in the back though.
Can I please just add that it's about 15 degrees Celsius today? I mean, short sleeve in November, yes.
We have adapters for different water outlets. This is the one we use mostly. It's a bit battered now.
It's a bit of a queue, right?
There's a bit of a queue. This man's been there for about 20 minutes now. But the weather's very nice, so we're just chilling. There's a bit of a problem here. That's the problem, but I have a fix, a very simple fix. Ta-da! Check the state of my shoes. Bad day to wear white.
The water flow is actually really slow and we still had about half the tank of water, but we really wanted to get it here whilst we actually know it's working because we had a few issues with water. About 2 days ago we had to fill up water with these bad boys and they're only 5 litres and our water tank is 120.
We both just had a massive heart attack. Both our phones started beeping like crazy, like a war siren, like you're about to get bombarded. We didn't know what it was saying, so we translated it and there's a bear that's been noticed in the area and it just said, don't approach him and don't feed him.
I was ready to leave.
I was ready to jump in a car and drive like Liam Neeson.
The next morning we woke up and were greeted with a really cold temperature and a bit of snow. But our mission is to drive south and escape the winter. So
see you in 2 weeks.